Hello artists, today we are learning about Henri Matisse, and Henri Matisse had many different styles. We have already gone over one of his styles, which was his cutouts, but earlier in his artistic practice he was really interested in color, and so today we're going to be looking at his work Goldfish and using oil pastels. I chose oil pastels because they're the most like oil paints, but oil paints take a lot of different materials and you need very good airflow, and so oil pastels are really great to experiment with color mixing. And so the first thing we're going to do is start laying out the different elements of our piece. So the most important thing to remember is the composition. The composition is the overall layout of our piece. And so this is going to start in portrait, which is tall, versus landscape, which is long. And so I want you to just grab, let's just go ahead and start with a lilac color. So I see some lilac here for the table, also for the edge of this shadow here, and I see a little bit of it peeking out from underneath the side of this chair. So lilac is a light purple. So if you have the Pentel oil pastels, you can just follow along with me. This one is called Hyacinth Violet. And so the first thing I want you to do is just touch your paper and figure out how big and the location of where you're going to place this table. That's a main focal point for where our goldfish are going to be seated. So using your oil pastel, you can go ahead and start with a circle shape. Okay, and so that's going to be the shape for our flattened table. And then I also want you to look at the space between the top left corner and the beginning of this lilac colored wall. So it's about a quarter down from the top left. So if you go to the top left corner and you go a quarter down, you can go ahead and start your line. And then you can do the same thing on the other side. It's a little bit lower on the other side. Make a little planting dot, and then you can go ahead and do a curved line curving all the way over to the left. I forgot to mention I did create a frame here. You can do that with any of your work if you like a white border or you like to just leave a little bit of space. I also wanted to match the size, the format of my piece, so it's a little bit skinnier and longer than the normal ones. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is come in with a curved line for the edge of this chair here. So the chair starts just to the left of the table. You can put a little mark, and then it comes in at a sharp diagonal coming down and curves over and starts just shy of the halfway. So if this is the halfway point, you can move it over to the left a little bit and do a vertical straight line. And then we can go ahead and connect those with a curved line. Okay, so now I'm just going to start to lay in the other elements. So I see a really dark outline around the goldfish bowl. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my oil pastel back. I'm gonna grab some black. Now I want you to look at the negative space. So negative space is the space in between the edge of the table and the beginning of our fish bowl. So it's just about a third up. Make a little mark. And then I'm going to do a curved line, curving over, connecting to my mark over towards the right. So that is this shadow, this harsh shadow underneath the fish bowl. Then we can go ahead and put this down for a second. I want you to grab a light gray. So if you have the same ones as me, it's titled light gray. And then I want you to find the point, just how we have a three-dimensional. We can tell that this is sitting at the table because it's a little bit lower than it. So I want you to put a little planting dot right there. Go ahead and go from your planting dot and do a vertical straight line going down until it touches the edge of the shadow. We can do the same thing on the other side. And now we can connect this with the top rim of our goldfish bowl. So you can go back to your black oil pastel, and then you can do an oval shape, so that's a circle that's round and a little smushed, and that is going to be the top edge of our fish bowl. Okay, so we're just starting to put in the main elements. Another thing that really sticks out to me is this bright green. It's like almost like an aqua and sage color underneath the table. It's the pedestal. So I'm going to outline that using my black because we have this really dark shadow underneath. So you can start with 2 vertical straight lines. And then look at the negative space. This looks like an eyeball. So you're going to do a curved line for the top of this eyeball shape, another curved line underneath, now we're going to do another line that's running parallel, so it means it's running next to it, not touching it. So hop down, leave a little bit of space, do a curved line, and then you can go ahead and connect it with a straight line to the left and to the right. So we've created the negative space, the space around this green for the foot of the table. All right. Next, I'm looking for more areas where I see a lot of black. So I also see some black right here along the edge of the water. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a curved line for the front of the edge of the water, and then it curves around, kind of gets lost at the top of the glass. So you have these curved lines. And also what's happening here is we have similar shapes. Matisse was very wise in the way that he laid out his shapes, so that our eye travels from this first oval to the second one, third one in the middle, and then the fourth. So our eye's kind of moving up and down in the piece. Okay, great start. So the next thing we're going to do is start to lay in some of the foliage, so the leaves. So he really loved plants. Matisse was really fond of nature, and he really just wanted to create this beautiful kind of still life. So whenever you're doing a piece that is of something that's living, so plants are living,